We are on to day 4 of the basic gym-based strength and conditioning program. So today you're going to be doing some running and some agility drills. I'm a really big fan of these sort of sprint and agility drills for, well, obviously for athletes of all kinds, but also for general fitness. Sorry about the echo in here. General fitness can be attained by doing these agility drills because they're very high intensity, they're very metabolic, and they're also pretty dynamic, and I think they're fun. So today's workout has 5 parts to it, and we'll begin with an agility warm-up. So I'm in this racquetball court here. I actually have access to a basketball court out here too, which is free at the moment, but I'm assuming you won't have a huge space to do this. Any kind of exercise room might work. Ideally, you want to have about 20 meters to work with, or at least 10 meters to work with. Okay, so I'm just going to do 5 little agility drills here. I'm going to go down and back with them, and I'm going to go through it 2 times each of the 5. First one, I'm just going to run. Go down and back, touch all the way down, and come back. And since this is a short distance, I'll go 2 laps. Especially when we're running one. Touch down. And you can rest as needed in between. And the second one, let's do a skip. Left, left, right. Drag your knee up. You're on the balls of your feet. And your arms and legs are working in opposition. Next, I'll do a side shuffle. So get in a position, hip hinge position a little bit. I'm just going to move laterally down, slide all the way down, change directions, and I'll come back. Fourth, you can try a back pedal. A word of caution on the back pedal. Just make sure you keep your hips back and your heels up, and it's like you kick back when you back pedal. You certainly don't want to fall over backwards on here, on this one. Okay, good. And then the last one, you're going to do some broad jumps down and back. You get your hips back, arms back, and then jump, land on your heels, try to land soft. Absorb the landing by going down into your hips for it. Okay, and then you go down and back with that. Do that twice. All right, we're on to a strength warm-up. We got 3 exercises. You're going to go through them twice, 8 repetitions for each. The first one is a straight leg deadlift. You're going to balance on one leg. You can hold onto the wall for this if you need to. And you're going to keep your spine in a neutral position. And then you're going to begin by squeezing your butt to lift your leg, and then folding over at the waist, continuing to flex the butt of your up leg. Just go down as far as you can, and then come back up. Second one is going to be some high pulls. Get a lighter pair of dumbbells. Stand upright, squeezing your legs and abs, and then pulling up to your chest with the weights. Something to think about here is when you pull up, you don't want to shrug forward and have your elbows flare out. You actually want to pull back, squeeze your shoulder blades together as you're pulling back. And then you'll have 8-second pull-up hang. So hang up onto the bar. And when you're hanging on the bar, think about this. You're going to be in a full body contraction. So not only are your elbows going to be actively flexed into extension, your shoulders are going to be pulled down, so you're actively pulling your shoulders down. Abs are braced, almost like you're in a crunch position when you're just hanging there. And then your legs are also going to be flexed, and your feet will be together. Hold that tight. I want you to work equal parts on pull-ups, equal parts underhand and overhand. So for this one, you can do 1 set of underhand, 1 set of overhand. Underhand is going to be, you want that to be the width of your shoulders. Whereas with the overhand, you'd be slightly wider than your shoulders with the overhand grip. You can also work in a wider grip too, but this is probably your strongest position, overhand. And then if you're pretty good at this, for the warm-up, you can also do an 8-second hold at the top. And we can talk about this now. When you're pulling through, your elbows are coming forward and not rounding forward as you pull in. You keep them pulled back, and ultimately trying to pull until the bar touches your collarbone. That's the mechanic that you're looking for on both your overhand and underhand pull-up position. Okay, we'll move next to a strength circuit, and this will start with pull-ups. So for all of these, you're going to do 4 rounds of it. But for the pull-ups, it's going to be 3 to 5 repetitions. And now you can modify your pull-ups. You can just do a pull down. It's pretty much the same motion. If you're not yet able to do a pull-up, then you'll do a pull down. But assuming you can do your pull-ups, and assuming that even 4 rounds of 3 to 5 is easy, then what you would do is add resistance. Some people have those weight belts where you put a weight underneath it. Otherwise, you can just squeeze a dumbbell in between your legs. Now, for the pull-up, band assistance is an option. If you have some of these closed loop bands, you can loop it up around your pull-up bar just like that. And then what you do is, I'll show you how you do it. Get your foot in it. I would want to have a box, but I'll try to jump in there and get in there. But get a box so you can step right into your band, one foot in, the other foot's, get in position just like you would, and then it gives you assistance. Another option you have for your pull-ups, if you're not yet able to do a pull-up and you don't have a pull-down machine, what you can do is get a broomstick, use the light closed loop band, and put the broomstick right in between the bands, and then you can do your pull-up motion by pulling down on the blocks. Okay, the next one is good mornings. So you're going to do 8 repetitions of a good morning. So basically what this is, you're going to have the bar on your back, and then you're going to do a hip hinge motion. Got my bar on my back like a back squat, and then I'm going to push the hips back, keeping the knees back, and keeping my spine in a neutral position. Just go as far as you can, and then come back down and out of the bottom. Don't let your knees collapse in. Keep your knees pushed out and your whole foot on the ground. Start with just a light or non-weighted bar and build up from there. Build up really slowly on this one. That's a tricky movement to keep your mechanics, to keep your spine straight. It's really important on that good morning. And then the third exercise of the strength circuit are some farmer carries. So this one you're going to hold on to a pair of dumbbells and you're going to walk in 20 meters. So you can go 10 meters down and 10 meters back roughly. And this one's a pretty strong motion, so you can use some fairly heavy dumbbells. Just make sure again not to round and shrug, but to keep your shoulders down and back. Walk in circles, whatever I got to do. I can march in place, but you know, something that's going to be about a 15 to 20 second long set that you're holding onto the dumbbells for that time. All right, we're on to the next section, which is going to be some agility cardio. So you're going to run and do agility drills for your cardiovascular period, and there's I recommend you do 2 to 3 rounds of 2 to 3 20 to 60 meter speed or agility drills. Okay, so you pick 2 or 3 drills, you do them 2 or 3 times, and the total distance is 20 to 60 meters for each rep. But let me give you a couple of options here, and you can get really creative with this and do, you know, kind of like football drills or basketball drills. That's kind of what we're doing here. So the most simple one is, and I think this is about probably 10 to 15 meters that I have to work with. So I can go there, back, and there and make it 60 meters. Okay, so I'll just run down, touch, go there, and I would go back again. Okay. And what is the rest period on this one? You know, rest as needed, 10 to 15 seconds in between each one. You want to keep moving through it. And then another one I can do is I can just like the warm-up drills. So you can do the warm-up drills again, or you can do something where you just mix up the running one. This is like a pro shuttle. So I would start here, I would go to that wall, I would go to that wall, and then I would finish through where I started. I can do a back pedal to a sprint to a back pedal. I can do side shuffle, then sprint. If I could go outside, and going outside for this is the best. So go out onto the grass, get a pair of cleats on, and do this on the track. That would be the best way to go about it. And then and you can do stairs, you can do hills, but it's meant to be, it's not a really long, so the 20 to 60 meters, it takes what, 3 to 5 seconds to travel that distance. That's what we're looking for, that shorter duration, higher intensity period of time that's really gonna get your heart rate up, and you just have to do about 6 to 9 repetitions of that, and trust me, you'll be feeling pretty good. All right, next for day 4, we have a core circuit. So we'll go through 5 exercises 2 times through. The first one is going to be a hanging knee lift. So I'm gonna go up on this bar and hold on to it, and then I'm gonna lift my knees up in the air. Now, some gyms you're gonna have these, they call them aboriginals, or you know, they're like a hanging ab machine. You know what I'm talking about, where you get your elbows in there. So you can use those and do the same knee lift, but it's a little bit more advanced if you hold on with your hands. And then lift my knee. You have to have some control with that movement so that you don't start rocking. You don't want to be swinging. So in general, if you start swinging, you want to kick up on your back swing, and that will slow your momentum down. If you kick up on your upswing, you're just going to keep swinging more and more, and you're going to... So the second one is going to be a reverse fly. You'll do 10 repetitions of this. Here, I'm in a hip hinge position, butt back, neutral spine, and then I'll just squeeze my shoulder blades together to lift the weights right out to the side there. And you did reverse flies as part of day 2, I believe, and it was part of a circuit with other rotator cuff exercises. Well, for this one, I want you to go a little bit heavier than that. That one you use like 2.5 or 5 pounds. I want you to use like 5 or 10 pounds for this one. Use it for like a real strength exercise. Thirdly, you're gonna have a 15-second hollow hold. Now, hollow hold, I'm gonna be on my back, lifting my legs, crunching up, so I really only have the small of my back on the ground. Point those toes and flex. I can bring my hands overhead to make it a little bit more difficult. And I mean, it's easy to just lift your shoulders and legs off the ground, but if you're really trying to contract your abdominals as much as you can to kind of that's why they call them hollow, because you're hollowing out your abdominals, and really flex your legs, keep them together. It's a difficult movement. It's really good for you. The next one will be just the opposite, a 15-second arch hold. So you're going to be on your stomach, and then you're going to squeeze your butt and squeeze your shoulder blades down to lift your head and to lift your thighs off the ground. have my arms back here. More difficult if I bring them overhead. And then lastly, you're gonna have a 15-second side plank each side. So you can start by splitting your feet. See, my feet are split. Makes it a little easier. I can work up to having my feet stacked, and then I can work up to, well, I can do reps, or I can just hold overhead. You just want to pick a level where you can keep your spine straight. So you don't want to be rounding forward like this. You want to shoot your hips forward, flex your butt, abs tight, lift the hips, head back. All right, after you go through that twice, then you're ready to cool down, roll out. We'll do some massage, just like every day. We'll do a little massage at the end. It's a good practice. I'm gonna show you today some work you can do with a lacrosse ball. Lacrosse ball is really good. Softballs are really good. And this is a little bit more of a finite massage than the foam roller is a little bit more of a blunt surface. So if you have a nagging injury, you really can try to get in here with this one. And let me just show you a couple things. For your quad, you can just get your hands in there and use that to massage out a little bit. I can sit on it, get my butt. I can put it down on my shoulders on the ground. I could do this up against the wall over here. You can get any part of your body with this. But the one thing for today in particular, since we did some running, and our feet are often forgotten about. And if we're a runner, if we're doing these kind of running drills, our feet are going to take a little bit of a beating, so we have to help them recover as well. And this is even maybe a little bit too rough. If your feet are really tight, this is going to be too intense. Start with a tennis ball and work your way to a harder object. And then I can just roll along right on top of it here. Massage that all out. It's pretty good for you. But then again, nothing is better than the human thumb for doing massage. So you can self-massage your foot that way. Better yet, get your partner to help you out with that.